Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning, being a part of the conversation. And this, I really want you guys to participate in. So make sure if you're watching right now and you don't normally comment, this is a good one to comment on. So drop these comments in the chat. We want to know your top 10 most hated athletes against Detroit of all time. And we can get into this list right now. Do you guys have anybody off the top of your head that you want to throw on this list?
Easy. His name pops off the top of my head anytime I talk about hating people. Dwayne Wade.
Really?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
2006 playoffs. I felt that they just gift wrapped that whole damn playoffs to the Miami Heat, and just some of the calls that you can't take anything away from D Wade as a player, but some of the calls he was getting, the way that. It's not the fact that the Heat beat the Pistons, but it was how it was done. I couldn't stand D. I can't stand D Wade.
So you can't stand D Wade, like you hate the dude,
I mean, I don't know.
or just because of that series.
I don't know D Wade, so of course I don't hate him. But
Yeah.
but as far as like
Sports.
I effing hate D Wade.
Really, that's
Hate
tough.
him.
D Wade's honestly one of my favorite players.
Hate him.
Just as like an athlete and everything he's achieved. I mean, I love his game. So that's a tough one. I'm gonna probably go. Just hearing his name, I don't know why it always has bothered me. Paul Pierce.
Ooh, I did hate.
Just the green. Like I hated the color green because of that, even though our logo's green.
Such a punchable face on Paul Pierce.
Yes.
Like just how he looks. Like I really want to punch Paul Pierce. But he's redeemed himself with his stripper videos and partying. Like now I know at least I want to party with Paul Pierce.
Yep.
Oh man, I mean, did you see him at the fight?
No.
Oh, he was taking pictures, he was taking selfies with people. He looked like he was high as hell, having the best time of his life.
Yeah, good for you, Paul Pierce. All right, let's get into the list. We'll start with number 10. Number 10 on this list, and I came up with this list. We put out a tweet over the weekend asking people what they thought and who is their most hated. So I went through all of those names, and I added a couple, and I moved some around. But, yeah, here's the top 10 list of the most hated athletes ever to play in or against Detroit. Number 10 on this list. The reason I said in is because this is the only guy on the list that actually played for us, Eric Ebron. Ebron has become one of the most hated players in Detroit sports history, not only because on the field the dude couldn't catch a damn cold, but because after he left, he has not stopped running his mouth talking to Detroit Lions fans on Twitter. You ever want to chirp somebody? Ebron is the guy to chirp.
Oh,
yes. It's real easy to get a response out of him.
Oh,
And
yes.
You know what? I'm gonna go real left on this one. I blame party promoters for how arrogant of an ass Eric Ebron was, because he pretty much was treated like royalty and did dick as a Lion. He did nothing.
Dude, Joey and I will tell you, big show at the Joe. The first year he was
Oh,
drafted
yes.
as a rookie, Eric Ebron was trying to get on stage. There was a stage manager on there. Here's a nice little drop by Ebron. I had one job to do. I get paid millions to not catch that ball.
But back to this story, though. This is a stage manager who, keep in mind,
His name's Hot Dog, by the way.
probably was that really
That
it?
was his name, Hot Dog.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Hot Dog's, stage manager. People supposed to be on, supposed to be off. Here's your mic. This is your cue. You're going up there. Trey Songz is up next, then Big Sean, all that good stuff. It's big show at the Joe. It was a great time. Ebron wants to be on stage, right? He starts walking up. They're like, wait. He goes, man, fuck that. I make more money than anybody here. And just walks on stage.
Two Hot Dog and everybody right there.
Yeah,
like our little promotion staff right there.
Like promotions interns that are just trying to keep the show flow going. But Ebron, like, nope, I'm getting paid. I deserve to be on stage. And it's like, all right, man.
But again, I'm going at the party promoters. I'm going to say them by name, but when I post this clip, y'all know who I'm talking about. They let him run all up in Annex and Bosco's, and him and Andre Drummond having dance battles in the middle of the floor.
I heard they didn't even used to pay their tabs and things like that, and
Probably
you richer than
not.
everybody
I mean,
in there.
Probably not. This dude, he was such an arrogant ass. So, I mean, you put him up on there, I probably would have had him higher than 10 just off of the strength of him being a jerk.
Well, I got him at number 10. Ooh, Darko. Darko did not make my top 10 list because
Well,
I
you
don't
can't
think anybody nobody
yeah,
hates Darko.
dude
We
just
hate that we
sucks.
picked Darko, but nobody hates Darko.
Yeah.
Nobody, I mean, we hate that Darko didn't pan out, but Darko did nothing to get hated. He can't be. It's not his fault he got drafted number 2.
Right.
Even
what was he
Ebron.
supposed to do? No thanks.
Right.
No thanks.
But even Ebron, honestly, even if he sucked as bad as he did in Detroit and left and went to another team, I wouldn't hate him.
I do just because of what he does on Twitter. Like, honestly, like talking shit to Detroit Lions fans is just crazy to me. Number 9 on this list could be higher, but I have another hockey player ranked above him, Sidney Crosby.
Damn. At 9?
I got him at 9. Yep.
I don't follow. I watch hockey, but I don't follow it as closely as you guys do. So I was ignorant to the Sidney Crosby hate in this state. He's like a curse word.
Yeah, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
We are not Sidney Crosby fans, and here he is, kind of, show him.
See, mainly because
Getting in
he's
a
so
Sidney
good.
Crosby fight. That's part of it. He's so good, but he's also like a LeBron. He flops a lot. He cries a lot, and he's the kid, the golden goose that's been handed everything. I feel, and like anytime the whole world strokes somebody and he's our enemy, I hate it even more. And that game 7 when we lost that cup to him. I was downtown at the Fox Theater watching it on the big screen, ready to flood Woodward, ready to party. Like, it was going to be an awesome experience, and that motherfucker shows up. So,
Damn.
yeah. So, number 9 on the list, Sidney Crosby. Number 8 on this list, Ron Artest. Meta world peace, or meta, I'm going to start riots inside the palace. The reason I hate Ron Artest is because we talk about John Green. We talk about him throwing the cup. But we always forget about how much of an asshole Ron Artest was to start a fight with Ben Wallace, be scared of Ben Wallace, then go lay on the scorer's table to taunt Ben Wallace, to act like, oh, nothing's going on here. Nothing's going on here. He was afraid to fight Ben one-on-one. And then he wanted to show him up in our own arena, and then the most miraculous cup throw of all time. Like, people do not give John Green enough credit for being 75 feet away, throwing a half-filled cup of beer perfectly onto his chest while he's laying on the table. But there's Ron Artest earning his spot at number 8 on the most hated list in Detroit history.
And you know what's funny? That took place at the Palace, right?
Yep.
He had another moment at LCA, and during the Big 3, and I was right there, and I saw it. I was happening right in front of me during one of the Big 3 games. He got ejected in like the first minute.
Right.
I think he punted the ball.
Symbolism.
Symbolism. Detroit brings it out of Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Oh, Terry Foster is in the comments right now. Detroit Lions are the worst tippers of Detroit sports players.
Tit like money?
Yeah,
Tipping?
yeah. Well, that's interesting. Sam, you said you wouldn't be afraid of Ben Wallace. Who the fuck wouldn't be? Or you wouldn't be? I would be afraid of Ben Wallace, but I'm not out here trying to start fights with him, giving him cheap shots either.
Right.
So, if like Ron Artest wanted the smoke until he got the smoke, and then he's like, I better go lay down.
Me and my frat brothers have this thing called pick your battles.
Yes.
Ben Wallace in a battle, I'm picking.
No. I'll let somebody else handle that. Number 7 on this list. I can hear it in my head right now. Oh, and it's a steal by Bird.
Bird.
Oh, Larry Bird coming in at number 7. Not only that steal in Game 5, just the whole Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Thomas drama that kept Isaiah. Here's the play. It's a steal by Bird. Oh, I hate that play so much. I hate it so much.
I think part of that is the reason why my family hates Bird, because of the whole Isaiah off the Dream Team thing.
Yeah,
with that Bird comment, they recognize Bird as being great, but that was like all right, F this guy.
Yeah, well, and the showboating that they did afterwards, making Isaiah sit down with a press conference with him and sit up there and apologize and all that, like I know what Isaiah was doing, trying to do some damage control on that, but at the same damn time, who cares? It's Larry Bird. Like, he's great. I'll give Larry Bird all the credit in the world. He was part of the transition, bringing the NBA to what it is today, but I hate him.
And you know what's crazy? That Celtics team, they did the walk-off too on the Pistons, and they never get any flack for it. Never caught any flack for it. Oh, Bird, he's such a badass. Pistons do it. Oh,
Right.
these guys are,
And then the Pistons returned the favor to the Bulls, and all of a sudden, oh, they're sore losers. Like, no, like they had won the series. Let's move the hell on. God. I hate Larry Bird.
This is a super side topic, but the Celtics to me is just a team I hate.
Yeah.
Like just year for years, this goes back of why I just don't like the Celtics.
Yeah.
Who would you say is like one of your least favorite, just as a Detroit fan, who you hate to play against?
Teams?
That could honestly even be another top 10 list.
Yeah, it changes, because like back in the 04 days, I hated the Pacers. Like I didn't want nothing to do with Jermaine O'Neal and all those guys.
Right.
and then Rick Carlisle
Went
getting
to coach.
fired here and going over there. That made it really punchable.
Yeah.
So Larry Bird, number 7. That's a good one.
Number 6 on this list. I had to put a baseball player on the list, and if you remember this guy, he was like the arch nemesis of the Tigers. AJ Pierzynski, another guy that qualifies with a punchable face. He was a catcher for the White Sox for a long time, and my God, this guy was just always causing drama, always trying to get in fights, always running his mouth, which I can appreciate. I was a catcher who ran my mouth, but here he is tapping home, and watch the catcher just punch him right in the face. Doesn't knock him down, though. I'll give Pierzynski credit for that. You can take a sucker punch like that and stay up. But that's the type of stuff that A.J. Pierzynski would bring out of you.
It seems like I always heard his name in the middle of something,
Yep.
at least once a week. I'm like, damn, this guy, trouble just follows him.
Yeah, and he was a good player, too, which, like all these guys on this list, it goes back to one of my favorite sayings of all time. Nobody boos a bench player.
Yeah.
Like, nobody on this list sucks besides Eric Ebron. Seriously, like
As an
everybody-
athlete, yes.
Yeah, everybody else is damn near Hall of Fame level.
Yeah.
And that's why we hate them, because of
They were so good against us.
exactly, and just because of their attitude and stuff like that. But outside of Eric Ebron, everybody else on this list is a really good player. But AJ Pierzynski, I have coming in at number 6 on my list. And make sure you guys keep dropping in your comments, because I want to know what you think. I'm seeing Joey Harrington in here.
Joey Harrington.
Nelson Cruz is in here. I don't hate Nelson Cruz. He just beats our ass all the time. Like, Nelson Cruz just has our number. I saw Mikey TikTok put Pablo Sandoval on there. And the Panda was...
I seen one on there that is a real hatred for me. Robert Horry.
Ooh.
Oh, that's your number 1 right there, Kory.
Yeah, Ori.
That's my personal number 1.
Damn.
Personal.
I don't have Ori on my list. Damn.
That's a good one, too.
That is a good one.
Because I still have yet to watch that game. I have never watched that game again. That's like my PTSD moment as a sports fan.
Ah, man. Sheed, why did you leave him? Why did you leave him, Sheed? You didn't need to go cover Ginobili in the corner. Tayshaun was there. Sorry.
Then they going to call him Big Shot Rob on us.
Big shot. Get the fuck out of here.
Big Shot. Right? There's only one Big Shot.
See,
we know who it is.
That game brings something out of people.
Oh, dude. Because it ruined everything. Because we won Game 6.
I just knew we weren't going to win Game 6 and 7.
Yeah.
We were going to win one. We were going to win one of those, not both.
God, and then Popovich gets another one, and Tim Duncan, lame-ass Tim Duncan. Like, I like Tim Duncan, but dude has a personality of a cardboard box. Let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's get some of your more opinions on this. Make sure you're commenting on YouTube, on Facebook, tweet us, and all that. Let us know who is on your top 10 list, because we're going into the top 5 next. We are up to number 5 on our list of the most hated athletes to ever play either for or against Detroit in the city. We did this little Twitter poll over the weekend, and the responses were great. So we had to throw it all in a list, and that's where we're at. We're up to number 5. Let me recap the top 10 for you right now, where we're at. Number 10, Eric Ebron. Number 9, Sidney Crosby. Number 8, Ron Artest. Number 7, Larry Bird. That's a steal by Bird. Number 6, AJ Pierzynski. So that's where we're at so far on the list.
Hey, we gotta have like a window. You know how we're doing our new studio window decal of all of like the legends of Detroit sports?
The hated
We gotta
wall.
have one of just all the hated.
The wall of haters.
It should be like a, you know what? Is there a way we can like
Punch
make it like a
wall.
wall where we can like throw darts at it or axe?
Make it a dartboard.
Yeah.
Make it a dartboard.
That'd be dope.
Did
Well-
I hear darts?
What's that?
Did I hear darts?
You like? Oh yeah, Fish loves darts.
Really?
Yeah, he watches darts.
I do. I haven't watched him lately, but
He sits
they're
there in
just
his high
great.
heels
They got
and watches
crowds back.
darts.
They
It's
got
amazing.
crowds back.
What's that?
They got crowds back at the darts.
Nice. All right, let's get into the top 5 of the most hated athletes ever in Detroit. Patrickwah, number 5 on this list. And this was part of one of the most hated rivalries of all time, the Avalanche versus the Red Wings. And Wah was a big part of it, mostly because the Red Wings lit him up on his previous team. Then he got traded to Colorado, and it was just, I mean, this rivalry was fantastic, mostly because both of these teams were pretty amazing to watch.
And this is one of those
Bitch-ass Wah.
that comes back to he was just so good. That's why we hate him.
Well, that and, he was a dick, too.
Yeah.
Like, when the big fights would happen, Wah was always coming to the center of the ice to fight Vernon or to fight Osgood. Like, not my favorite human, honestly.
This rivalry is not lost upon me. I know that it's a big rivalry, but just until now, it didn't click on me that I was getting all of those dirty looks in Colorado because I had on a Detroit versus everybody shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They looked at me like I was like, damn. I mean, it's other black people in Colorado. Why y'all looking mad? Why y'all mad at me? And this and I'm like, I did wear a Detroit versus everybody hoodie there.
That
They're
will
probably ready
live
to whip my
forever.
ass.
That hatred will last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's been, how long has it been? 25 years since
Yeah.
that fight and everything. And look at, we posted that video up on our YouTube page of McCarty breaking down in sequential order what caused it, the cause and effect, everything that went into it, the timing of it. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out on our YouTube page right now. It's a fun watch. And Darren just like looking from this camera to this camera to this camera to this
That's
camera.
my favorite part of that video.
Yeah, it's a great video. So number 5 on that list is Patrickwah. Rob Coddington says it's Wah, not Wah. Yeah, and I also hate him because your last name's Roy. Quit trying this shit. It says Roy right on the back of your jersey.
See, but I won't lie. Anytime I see someone with the name Roy, I do think, wow.
Do you?
I do. I
Do
hate
you?
it.
Yeah, it's Roy.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Number 4 on this list, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been a pain in our ass. You thought the day Brett Favre went away, it was like, all right, finally,
good.
we don't have to deal with that great quarterback in Green Bay until they find another one. Well, they already had another one on their squad, and he was sitting there, and this is Aaron Rodgers this guy has abused us his entire career.
Like, it's to the point now where these are players you hate more so as athletes and not as human beings.
Right.
But when you see Aaron Rodgers hosting Jeopardy, I now hate Jeopardy. It's just, there's so much hate towards this man.
Listen, his own family hates him, so it's okay if we do.
I mean, you really could just put the Green Bay Packers quarterback in there, and that would have sufficed as well.
Very
Yeah.
true.
But Aaron Rodgers, he's just like, it's like you know you're gonna lose when you go against him. It's horrible. And the thing is, you don't know how you're gonna lose. You don't know whether he's gonna throw 400 or 500 yards or he's going to throw a Hail Mary with no time left on the clock.
It's like a cup. You could just throw a whole bunch of different pieces of paper and you just pick. How do you
Right.
want him to whoop your ass?
Or
today?
he's going to get some bullshit call that has nothing to do with it, where he gets grabbed here and they call it a face mask, and he just, he's so coddled and so babied in the league. And TJ Lang, when he was on the show, he said it. He was like, listen,
He played for both teams.
he played for both teams. He played for the Packers and he played for the Lions. The way I could protect Aaron Rodgers is different than the way I could protect the Lions quarterbacks, is what he said. Like, different calls, different everything, and it's just, I hate that golden boy shit. I really do.
That's a good one right there from C. Gerald.
I dislike Favre more than Rodgers. Yeah.
Favre or Rodgers, which
He
one you
just
put him?
causes nightmares. So, hopefully him and the Packers just continue to have their little beef that they got going on right now, so we don't see him this season. That'd be great.
All right. Well, Aaron Rodgers is on this list. Now it's time for the top three, and arguably, in my eyes, these are the most hated people ever to play against Detroit. Number 3 on this list, it dates back to the time he scored 25 straight points and kind of just ended the Pistons dynasty that we were on. LeBron James coming in at number 3 on the list.
I disagree with this one.
You got
First
him
off,
higher or you don't?
No, I feel that LeBron should be hated in Detroit, but he's not. You know what? It might be down the middle, because I know so many people who in Detroit who love LeBron James. Their respect for LeBron James grew to exponential levels after he scored that 25 points
There
against
it is.
Detroit. And
Oh,
for
boy.
me, I'm like,
What was this,
if you're a
2007?
and I never understood that. I'm like, if you're a Pistons fan, how in the hell can you be okay with a guy whooping your team's ass the way that he did and say like you're a fan, you love him? He should be hated.
What the hell
at
is James
Tayshaun.
Maxiell trying to guard him at the top of the key for? Like, what? Come on. Like, I haven't gone back and watched that because it hurts so bad, but just watching Jason Maxiell without sending help, what is going on?
Better
Flip!
yet, did you see Tayshaun Prince move out the way on that last dunk?
Yeah, because he had a 90-foot running start because Maxiell was damn near 3 feet to the left. Play that back
I
again.
will say this. I don't blame Tayshaun for moving out the way because I wouldn't take that charge.
I
Look
don't
at-
care what. You never get out the way like that.
Yeah, it's Max. Look at
I
Maxiell.
know. I
Oh,
don't care. That's more embarrassing than
What is
Tayshaun
that?
Prince to not even contend that shot. But this is the thing with LeBron James is you could say in recent years that he's become a player that you can hate because he's just a whiny baby. Like, it wasn't always this bad. He used to obviously be respected for his game. So for me, I respect LeBron James because of the talent he is, arguably one of the best players in NBA history. But 25 straight points, that's just, come on.
Well,
I'm
listen,
telling-
we've spent hours on this show,
Hating
with
on
me
LeBron?
going over how much I hate LeBron. So I'm not really going to go over that. But to me, the biggest thing that I hate about LeBron is same thing to Sidney Crosby. He's so great. He's so good. You don't have to cry. You don't have to bitch. You don't need to get every single call to go your way. Just be great.
See, no, he didn't need to, but now he does need to.
I guarantee you this. Let's go to the Lakers Pistons next season. I guarantee you will see more LeBron James jerseys there than you will see Pistons jerseys.
Every single time I've been to Little Caesars in the Palace, you see that.
It was the same way with Kobe, though.
Yeah.
Like, people loved Kobe here.
But here's the thing: people
Chaldeans loved Kobe.
It was Kobe.
Yeah, Chaldeans love Kobe.
Kobe was a little bit different because you respected Kobe. You respected what he brought to the table. And also too, the Pistons whooped Kobe's ass in the finals. So it's like, all right, we owned them. So it's like, whatever, we can sit back and be like, okay, we love you, we beat your ass, you're great. But with LeBron, he whooped their ass, he whooped the Pistons' ass, and he gained fans, which is it boggles my mind. But you'll see if you go to LCA next season.
I'll never forget, we were hosting the Palace during the away games in the NBA Finals in 2004. They let me and Jason, the 300-pound intern, who's now Jason, the 200-pound cowboy, or Jason.
Good for him.
Yeah, he works for OMC now. So me and him got to host the in-arena experience watching the games. And, they were playing in L.A., so the Palace was rocking. There were still, 15,000 people at the Palace to watch it on the Jumbotron. And one dude rolls in a Kobe jersey, and my God, he got beat down on the upper deck so bad. But he was the dude who rolled in with the Kobe jersey,
Annoying ass fan.
annoying ass, and he got his, so I'm okay with that.
Drew too much attention to himself.
Yeah, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. It's that easy. All right, number 2 on this list, we go back to hockey, and we go back to the Avalanche, and we go back to Claude Lemieux, the Turtle. Nobody else could make it this high on the list without being such a great player, because I guess Lemieux was an okay player. He wasn't an all-time great, but look at that face.
Just the face.
Look at that. That guy's an asshole. You can tell just by looking at him. And Darren McCarty took care of all of that business.
I love it. He like you saw my punchable face. He has a very punchable face. He just looked like he just want to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
Thanks, D-Mac.
Yeah, thank you, D-Mac. And what a great memory, too, that we all have. And
Oh, yeah.
you
See,
wonder
but
if
go back in the history for Detroit sports. We have so many badass moments.
Yes.
So many moments where it's like, do not mess with Detroit sports.
I think it's just don't mess with Detroit. Like a lot of our great, like as we said before, a lot of our great teams, they took on the city's attitude,
Right.
and handled business, whooped ass.
Yeah, like Bill Laimbeer said, somebody had to wear the black hat, and it was us. I loved that. Bad Boys 30 for 30 was so amazing.
Might be one of the best.
Bill Laimbeer was so great. Before the game, I'd spit on the leprechaun, rub my foot in it, go down and hit a dunk, and away we went. That was it. That's how he did it. So, yeah. Lemieux, number 2 on this list. And you guys, who do you think is number 1?
I already know who number 1 is. It's got to be. It's probably the one and only.
The one and only. He had his own set of rules when we played against him, and we like to beat his ass. And once again, it goes back to keeping Isaiah Thomas off the dream team. Number 1 on this list, and I took that personally, Michael effing Jordan. Number 1 most hated athlete against Detroit of all time. Do you guys agree?
Yeah. It's there are people to this day I know that still hold deep hatred for Michael Jordan. It's like you bring they don't even, some people don't even like LeBron, but they'll throw LeBron above Jordan in the GOAT conversation just because they hate Jordan that much.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan was great, but like when he's hitting shots like this, it's just unbelievable, man. I literally remember being like 8 or 9 years old, seeing that shot being made and being like, this guy doesn't miss. Like, how is that even humanly possible, what he just did to the Pistons there?
It was the fact that he was that good, and then before we got to be real, he bitched that much. The bad boys were whooping his ass, and then he went out and talked about how they were bad for the league and this and that, and then there you go.
The only time I really gained respect for Jordan is in that was in The Last Dance when it was the 30 for 30 when he finally admitted he couldn't have been Michael Jordan if it wasn't for the bad boys, because they pushed him to become stronger, to become bigger, to become more aggressive, because he said he couldn't take the pounding that they were giving him early on.
He had to go hit the weight room.
Yep, and without that motivation and without that understanding of the game, Michael Jordan may never have been Michael Jordan if we didn't beat him up so much.
See, that's the thing. Like, we're talking about that most hated in Detroit sports. It's tough for me because I wasn't really around for the Jordan era. You know, I remember Jordan personally in my life, because you can't hate someone just because of what you see. You know, you can hate because you live in that time, and you see game after game why he's an a-hole to us. But for me, I don't even put him up here because all I see is like in The Last Dance, and you get to relive the moments.
Right.
I remember Jordan as being the Wizards Jordan.
Yeah,
nothing
Fat
to hate.
Jordan was okay.
Yeah,
I'll take Fat Jordan.
Fat Jordan. Nothing wrong with Fat Jordan.
I love C. Gerald's comment. I've never worn anything with Jordan
Wow.
on it. And honestly, I'm the same way with LeBron. Like, I've been looking at some shoes because now that the Sneaker Box is on, the Sneaker Box podcast, like, they got me checking out shoes all the time now, and I'm like, oh, man. And some LeBrons are nice looking shoes, but
I got a couple.
I'm afraid to wear them in here. I'll never wear a pair of LeBrons, and I don't know why. I just can't. I'm not gonna pay $200 for anything that says LeBron on it.
Support LeBron.
You know
then.
what? I'm there with you all the way. It was just those. I can't remember what color they. I can't remember what number they were. But
The
there were some
soldiers?
black. There were some black and red LeBrons, and I saw them like, fuck, I need them. so I bought them. Those are my only pair I bought. But to your point, it's just Jordan. My dad would not buy me Jordans because he hated Michael Jordan that much.
Yep.
If I wanted Jordans, I had to save up for them on my own or convince one of my aunts or uncles to get them. And even when I convinced them to get them, he'd still just like give me a look like.
And that's hate. Like, hey, I'm not letting you put his name on my nephew's
Right.
body or my son's body. That ain't happening.
Especially when everybody's rocking them too.
Right.
It's like that's the hip thing to do is get some Jordans. Respect your dad for that.
I love the comment that number 1 on this list should have been the refs. I agree. They are our biggest rival, but that's okay.
That are all Ohio State Buckeyes I saw from
That is
Connington.
our top 10 list of Detroit's most hated players. Can you throw that up there one more time, and we'll count them down from 10 to 1. Number 10, Eric Ebron. Number 9, Sidney Crosby. Number 8, Ron Artest. Number 7, Larry Bird. Number 6, A.J. Pierzynski. Number 5, Patrickwah. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, LeBron James. Number 2, the Turtle. And number 1, Michael Jordan. So thank you guys for sticking around. All your comments are great. Love who you would have on your list. I love when there's different opinions on this type of stuff. So thank you very much. That is our top 10. We do a top 10 list every Tuesday right here on the Woodward Sports Network.